Today, we're diving into the fascinating brain chemical that is dopamine. We've all heard about it, but today you're going to learn what it is, what it does, and how to use it to build better habits along with living a more motivated life. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Renewable Mind. My name is Damien, and here on this channel, we like to talk about everything that is personal growth, healthy mindset habits, along with improving emotional awareness. Today's video is going to be focusing on the brain chemical dopamine. We've all heard about it before. We're all aware that it has a very important function, but not a lot of us understand exactly what it does. And after watching this video, not only will you understand what it does, but you're also going to learn how we can use it to improve your life every day. So we all know dopamine as a motivation and reward chemical. Dopamine helps drive goal-directed behavior, but a lot of us don't know it actually spikes when you anticipate a reward, not just when you get one. So that anticipation is what pushes you to act, whether it's studying for a test or chasing a dream. So this is why dopamine is so important. Not only are you getting it when you achieve something, but it also is the motivating chemical that is making you drive towards whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So the talking points of today are broken down into 4 different parts. We have part 1, which will be explaining what dopamine is. Part 2 is what dopamine does. Part 3, which is a very, very interesting one, and one that actually a lot of people are going to want to learn about, is dopamine addiction and how it affects your habits. Part 4, we're going to learn how we can use dopamine to better our habits and better our lives. So what is dopamine? Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, which means it's a chemical messenger in your brain. It helps different parts of your brain and body communicate with each other. So the best analogy to think of dopamine is you can think of it like a text message your brain says to say, hey, this feels good, let's do it again. That's the function of dopamine. It's also a hormone, which means it travels through your bloodstream and affects things like digestion, blood flow, and even sleep. So this is where we're going to learn the extra things that dopamine does. It's not just about motivation and reward. Dopamine plays a very important role in other bodily functions. So part 2, what does dopamine do? Well, it's first involved with learning and memory. This is your brain's gold star sticker machine. It's rewarding you for doing something right so you remember it. So every time you do something right, your body kicks a little bit of dopamine in, you feel good, and it makes you want to do it again. It plays a critical role in mood regulation. So think of this as your emotional thermostat. Balanced dopamine helps you feel stable and happy. So getting extremely high dopamine spikes is going to be followed by extreme lows, slight feelings of depression. So that's why getting even amounts, even spikes, balanced dopamine is very important for your mood regulation. It's also involved in sleep and wakefulness. So dopamine is your body's morning alarm clock. It helps you wake up and it helps you stay alert. So this is a part what we were talking about with your body's natural sleep rhythms, from different waves, from alpha waves to theta waves. Dopamine plays a role in these stages. But most importantly, and what it's mostly well known for, is things like focus and attention. So dopamine is your spotlight operator. It's helping you concentrate on what matters at the right time. It also plays a critical role in movement control. Think of dopamine as the oil in your bike chain. Without it, your movement becomes stiff and shaky. And that's exactly what Parkinson's disease is. And that's why dopamine plays a critical role in people who develop Parkinson's disease. But most famously, it is known for motivation and reward. So dopamine is your brain's cheerleader, and it spikes when you anticipate something good is coming. Things like finishing a project, eating chocolate, it's what drives you to act, and it makes you do the things that you do. So now that we have a clear concept of what dopamine actually does and how it affects our everyday life, let's get on to dopamine and addiction. So part 3, dopamine, addiction, and habits. And here's where things get tricky. Dopamine is supposed to reward healthy behaviors, but your dopamine pathways can get crossed very easily, and dopamine will not care. The release of your dopamine will happen regardless of if it's a healthy habit or if it's an unhealthy habit, depending on the patterns that you have learned. It doesn't even take long, sometimes over a short period of time, especially when we're talking about addictive substances or addictive behaviors. These things can happen and get out of control very quickly. Dopamine is going to put these habits on autopilot. So, addiction, addictive substances or behaviors like drugs, gambling, or even social media, these will hijack your dopamine system. And as I said, you will get stuck in an unhealthy loop of these habits, as dopamine does not differentiate healthy from unhealthy habits. You can get stuck in bad behavior cycles due to dopamine's release. So when we talk about a confetti cannon, imagine your brain's reward system as a confetti cannon. Normally it gives a little reward for something good, but addiction turns it into a cannon that blasts dopamine for things that aren't actually helpful. Your brain starts chasing that confetti even when it's harmful. So your dopamine systems are going to be releasing the happy chemical even when it is not something that typically is good for you. So you're going to getting all these reward signals. You're going to be getting all these feelings of happiness through things that actually aren't good for you, whether it be physically or mentally. So how dopamine can affect new habits. Habits form when dopamine drops a breadcrumb trail after a rewarding action. Do it enough times and your brain builds a path it walks automatically, good or bad. So this is what we're explaining before. Dopamine pathways, how dopamine patterns is released, how it's chemically released in the body. It doesn't matter if it's a healthy habit or an unhealthy habit, whether it's good for you or whether it's bad for you. The pathways are the same. And if you do this enough times, and your body will get stuck in an unhealthy cycle of habits, substance abuse, and dopamine chasing behavior. But part 4, how we can use dopamine for better habits. So even though we have learned as to how dopamine can be manipulated to cause and create unhealthy cycles, you can be sure it can be used in a healthy way to not only increase your healthy habits, but also help you achieve other important personal life goals. So how can we use dopamine to our advantage? We can make rewards immediate. So don't wait for long time results. Attach a small instant reward to your habit, like a smoothie after a workout or a podcast while cleaning. We need to learn to reward ourselves for smaller steps, for smaller healthy habits, and that way they will become automatic. So number 2, break big goals into tiny wins. Each small success triggers dopamine. So instead of saying, I'm going to write a whole book, say to yourself, I'm going to write 100 words today. And then you celebrate that win. You want to build yourself gradually up. Sometimes we can talk ourselves out of doing the work necessary because it all feels too much. We get overwhelmed. But if we can break these goals down into small, tiny wins, it gives ourselves a starting block and it gives us a chance to build our way into better habits. So number 3, use visual progress. Habit trackers, checklists, and progress bars all give your brain a dopamine hit. It's like giving yourself a gold star every day, which is what we talked about before. We want to be able to let ourselves celebrate the little wins, use these visual trackers in order for us to visually see the progress that we are making in each and every single little step, which is going to increase our chances in order to achieve that set out goal. Number 4, pair habits with enjoyment. So you want to bundle your habit with something you enjoy. So you can listen to music while you're stretching, for example, or you can even just watch a show while folding laundry. There's nothing wrong with pairing up habits if it helps you actually achieve the healthier habit. Number 5 is we want to avoid dopamine overload. We want to be mindful of instant dopamine hits things like junk food, things like endless scrolling. These things, they crowd out the smaller, more meaningful rewards that healthy habits are bringing. Unfortunately, the real truth is these instant dopamine hits that the modern world is full of now, they tend to drown out the real dopamine, the real rewards that slower, more healthier habits bring. So, as a summary, dopamine is powerful. It motivates you, it teaches you, it helps you build habits, but it can also lead you down the wrong path if you're not careful. The key is to use it wisely. Celebrate these small wins, track your progress, and pair healthy actions with joy, with things that you love. That's going to do it for this video, everyone. I very much appreciate you watching. If you did get all the way through this video, if you did find something useful, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell. I have 3 new videos coming out every week, hoping to build people up, improve your mindset, improve your emotional awareness, and improve your overall personal growth. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in here next time at Renewable Minds.